you are not stuck, you're avoiding this. And this is really why most real estate agents stay broke or actually burned out. And I was definitely one of them. Let me say something that might sting just a little bit. We need systems in this business, 100%, right? We all know that. That's how you create predictability and scalability. But here's the disconnect I see all the time. Having the system isn't the full win, right? Consistently executing the system is. Last week, I actually had all my agents on the call right where they are struggling most. One was consistent income, lead gen, conversion, time management, mindset, and following systems. And here's what I realized. It's not a knowledge problem. It's an execution problem. And I have learned this by interviewing so many agents for our program. And today I am going to show you exactly where the breakdown is happening and how to fix it. But first, take 2 seconds, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive in. So the truth about accountability gets talked about so much in this industry. And yes, it matters. It matters so much. It can help so much. That's why we have in our program, marketing plan, of course, call systems, checklists, weekly coaching, community. Those things matter so much. They create structure. But let me be really, really clear. External accountability is not what creates success alone. You have to also have internal accountability, internal drive, internal reasons, right? Because I've seen it over and over and over. Same coach, same system, same exact plan, and completely different results. Also, look at it this way. How many personal trainers out there train, I don't know how many their students. Do all of them get results? No. Why? Because some people decide they want it and others just kind of want it. The ones who win, they show up every day, whether they feel like it or not. They implement always. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on commitment. This is also like something we talk about so much with my students. Stop chasing motivation and start chasing consistency. This changed everything for me, everything. Gosh, I need to be more motivated. I need to go to another seminar. I need to chase this next best thing. I'm not opposed to being motivated, but if you are chasing motivation, I'm here to tell you, start chasing consistency. It will change everything. If you are always chasing motivation, then you will run your business based on whether you feel motivated or not in that moment. Versus chasing consistency, then you do it like regardless of how you feel in that moment. Because no matter how much you surround yourself with motivation, you will not always feel motivated. Believe me, I've tried. You're just not. I can listen to so many TED Talks, YouTube coaching and seminars and on and on and on. And at the end of the day, we have to chase consistency because you will not feel motivated all the time. There will something that will rock you off of it. There just always is something, right? So here's the real question. At the end of the day, this business gets very, very simple. Very simple. Are you showing up? Yes or no? Put that in the comments. Are you showing up? Yes or no? But more importantly, are you implementing 100% of the time? Yes or no? Not 70%. Not when you feel like it. Not when things slow down. 100% of the time. And obviously systems help with this so that it catches, there's a net. So if you have systems when you get really, really busy, that's a relative term, right? Some people think they're really, really busy closing 5 deals a month. Like some people think they're really busy closing 10 a month. Some people think they're really busy closing 2 a month, right? It just depends. But at the end of the day, we should have nets that build our pipeline so that when we get really busy, we don't have roller coasters in our business. Because again, partial effort will always give you inconsistent income. If you don't change it, you're choosing it. If you have a business that is not what you want it to be and you're not changing it, like a massive change, we all know we're choosing it, right? If our health and fitness is not where we want it and we're not making a big change to change that, we're choosing it. And here's the truth. If you're not improving, you're going down. You're not just going to stay the same. This market's moving too fast. People are getting really smart and If you do not make some big changes, your business is not going to slowly just get a little better. You're either going to go up or you go down. As with anything in life, it's really hard to maintain a fitness level, right? Like if we're not working on it. Odds are, if we are not working out and eating well, our health is going to go the other direction, right? It just doesn't stay the same. It's the same thing in business, and business is moving quick. Everything out there, it's moving really quick. So decide, act, and then do it every single day. Now let's talk about the part of your business that probably is draining you the most and you don't even realize it. So for those, I'm talking to the agents that have some business, okay? Or you know what it's like to have business, right? And you need to scale. I mean, like the goal is to scale, right? So the lack of boundaries is what it is. I mean, that is really what holds so many people back, is the lack of boundaries. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. So if you're saying yes to every late night text, every last minute request, every situation with no boundaries, you are saying no to your time, your energy, your family, and your ability to show up at a high level in your business. There is no way you can scale at a high level if your business is just running you like that. And let me ask you, if you are completely exhausted because your clients are running you, how are you going to show up for the next deal? Not the best, right? I've been there. It's not a business. So why does your business sometimes feel chaotic? Or maybe it feels chaotic all the time. This industry has normalized chaos. Agents are responding at all hours, which is like blows my mind. That is not good customer service. So if you think, oh, I'm the great agent because I respond at 10 at night, no, that is not, we're going to move on from that. So responding at all hours, constantly reactive, always on call, burned out. And then we wonder why their business doesn't feel sustainable. So let me ask you this. Doctors have office hours. Accountants have office hours. Hairdressers have office hours. So why don't we? A lot of agents do, actually. If they're scaling and running at a high level, a lot of those agents actually have pretty dialed systems. If you don't run your business like a business, it will always feel like a job that you can't escape. And again, I'm only talking about what I've experienced. I've ran a decade of chaos and I've ran a decade of structure. And I was able to scale, provide better service. My clients love me so much more. They respect me so much more. So if you ever have the idea, if I don't respond at 10 at night, that makes me not a good agent, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. It's just not. People will respect you more. They understand that you have a business, you run it like a business, you're professional. The buyer exception. Now, if you're working with an active buyer in a competitive situation, yes, responsiveness matters. I agree 100%. But that is the exception, not the rule. And even then, there should still be structure and communication. Buyers are trickier. I'm going to be that. I 100% agree. Buyers are that situation. You never want someone to lose a house. So that situation is a little bit different. But we all know that that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. We're talking about the everyday chaos. I had a coaching call today, actually, and had a student ask me today on our coaching call, hey, Jess, well, what if during my morning schedule, I get an inspection email and it's a mess? Perfect. Save that mess for the afternoon, finish your calls, and don't look at that email. There is absolutely no emergency that you cannot wait 2 hours to get back on. This is why we run in chaos. We have an obligation to follow our morning schedule. We can respond when we're done. We have time blocked certain times in our schedule to handle miscellaneous admin. Hopefully, if you have a team, they're handling a lot of that. But if they can't, if it's something bigger that they can't handle, then we have time blocks in order to handle that. So we're following our schedule, and that's when we would respond to that fire. Cold business versus relationship-based business. If you are chasing cold leads, your entire business becomes about speed. Speed to respond, speed to react, speed to chase. Cold business will never give you freedom of time. Yes, I said it. It's speed to the lead. You are at your son's soccer game and you get a cold lead come in. You are going to step away and call that lead. I lived this way for a decade of my life and I couldn't scale, nor could I sustain it long term. But when you build a relationship-based business, you are not reacting. You are leading. You are working with people who know you, they trust you, they respect your process, and you are okay to call them back once you're done with your son's game. Your son deserves that. And that changes everything. So how I actually run my business. Now, I need to say this because I know there's always things like, well, what about this? What about this? We are in real estate. I understand that there are things that come up. There are exceptions to some of the things I talk about. But 99% of the time, this is how we run our business. And it is very, very, very rare for us to get knocked off schedule, but it is also usually a very rare scenario. So let me show you exactly how this looks like in real life. My business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. In the past, I did Saturdays by appointments only, but that has been so long since I've done that. And majority of my appointments end at 4 p.m. So it's just the way I lead them at the end of an appointment, basically which works better for you, early or late afternoons. Obviously, I'm never scheduling appointments in the morning. I'm always scheduling those in the late afternoons, usually like at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock is usually my sweet times that I'm trying to schedule those appointments. That's when, of course, I am going, but that, again, so returning calls, responding to messages, handling business. Outside of that, people know what to expect because I've trained them. I've trained my team. I've trained other agents that I'm working with. I've trained my clients. So, for example, listing expectations. Every listing, I set this up front. And I set it in so many different ways throughout the process. So it's not just said one time, it's set throughout several different avenues, basically. So offers received Friday through Sunday are reviewed and responded to Monday by 6 p.m. Keep in mind, this creates space, multiple offer opportunities, better decision making. We are not rushing our clients to make a quick decision. They can make a calculated decision that is in their best interest. Offer process, we don't scramble. We don't do it during our morning schedule unless my team is sending it. Of course, my team will send a quick offer details in the morning. If you are a solo agent, you should have time block after your morning calls to handle miscellaneous items and fires. If we get an offer at 9 a.m., you don't think that you can wait till 11:30 to send it to your client to review? And then you guys jump on a call in the afternoon to decide and go over all the details? We send them net sheets, key terms, the full offer, so they can sit and review it and digest it. We're not pulling over on the side of the road and reviewing it with them. Why are we so urgent? Everything is so urgent. That's not what's in our seller's best interests. Presenting the offer in full detail with a net sheet, organized, key points so that they can review it. And then you jump on a call when you're sitting in front of a computer and you can bullet point and go through all the details of the offer. It's not rushed. It's not pushy. Then schedule a structure review during the business hours. That is leadership. That is a smooth process for your client. That is not a rushed process for your client. It creates more peace and more calmness through the entire transaction. Isn't that what we're supposed to bring? We're not supposed to bring this chaos rush that this industry is so well known for. So our voicemail sets the tone. Your voicemail, my voicemail, always states when our business hours. Of course, if you are calling during business hours, please reach out to my team directly, press 1, or if you don't have that, basically reach out to them at this number. And if you're calling after 6 p.m. or on a Sunday, I will return your call the following business day. Now, some of you are like, why can't you talk to the agent? The agent will leave you a message if it's important, obviously, but what if it is to schedule an inspection? Your team can schedule an inspection. You're at a listing appointment. You're going to be there for an hour plus. Your team could have had that scheduled and all set up by the time that you were out of your meeting. So if you're coming from another agent that's like, I want to work directly with the agent, guys, you're going to get more efficiency with someone that's sitting in front of a computer all day long, whereas agents are out and about all day long. So texting boundaries. If someone texts me at 8:30 p.m. at night, I do not respond, regardless of who it is. I respond the next morning. Because the moment we reply at night, we have trained them to expect you at night. Even if it's easy, even if it's like no big deal, I do not respond. And again, there are exceptions if you're negotiating a buyer contract, not a seller contract, but a buyer contract. Then there are some exceptions to that. I get it. You are not the point of contact for everything. Now, this is again, if you're a solo agent, I totally get it. It's different. But once you have a client manager that's working with you, so I'm talking to the teams here, or not. And when I say team, guys, I'm not talking about a big buyer agent team. I'm talking about a relationship-based team where they have people to help with customer care, right? We're only one person. We want our clients to have the very best service possible, and there are certain things that we can leverage by doing that. So setting those expectations early, because if we respond to everything, you become the system, and that will cap your growth every single time. Meaning, if you have a team and you are under contract, the other agent has been asked to reach out to your team directly to schedule all inspections, but they still text you. I screenshot that message and send it to my team. I do not respond to it. My team responds, and then they learn to go to my team for those questions or to set up those inspections. We run our business like a business. I follow the systems. My team follows the systems. We all have roles. There is no reason another agent can't schedule an inspection through your client manager. There is no reason you should have to do that. And if you respond to that message, you are training them to go directly to you. And you're also training your team that you are not going to let them do their job. Have a system and follow it. And then your team will follow you. Of course, our boundaries at home. This part matters more than anything. If you tell your family you're going to be home, be home. If you tell them they're going to be home at 6 p.m., be home at 6 p.m. I mean, hopefully our families matter most. And I get that, well, we have to put food on the table. We have to, if they want to live this big life and we want to live this big life, then we have to work these long hours. And I get that. If there are a couple nights a week that you've decided that you're going to work those evenings, communicate that with our family and set those expectations. But if we say we're going to be home, let's keep our integrity and be home when we say we're going to be home. If we set a date night with our husband or wife or child and it's set for 6 o'clock to have a date night with them, you better believe it. I'm going to be there. I don't care how many deals I'm closing. I will be there for a date night because all the money in the world is going to be nothing without a family, right? Set expectations at home the same way you do in business. Communicate. I run my home life the same way I run my business life. Like all my birthday gifts, everything. My whole life is actually systematized, which makes it amazing because I don't drop the ball on birthdays. I don't drop the balls on events or gifting or anything like that because my entire life is systematized. Date nights are systematized. Date night with my daughter is systematized. So setting expectations at home the same way we do in business, because here's really the truth. You can rebuild a business, rebuilding trust at home. That's a lot harder, right? Now let's talk about something most agents avoid. We're kind of going over a lot of stuff, but we're going to get it all in, is asking for business from all the people that are on our board. Meaning what I mean by that is like all of our listings on deck, all of our buyers, all of our listings, all of our under contracts, all of our referrals that we've referred out to other agents. Are we asking for business? Not in a pushy way, not in a salesy way, but in a natural, confident way. Here's exactly what that sounds like. By the way, if this is a seller of mine, obviously I'm talking to them once a week for my weekly update. We send them 2 other updates as well through my team. But by the way, if you ever hear of anyone thinking of making a move, I'd really appreciate you keeping me in mind. Obviously they're, oh yeah, absolutely, no problem. Just out of curiosity, who do you know right now that might be considering buying, selling, or investing? And then we be quiet. We sit and we let them talk first. Or you can say something like, hey, just curious, anyone in your circle thinking about making a move these days? It's a little more casual. And then we be quiet. Even if it's uncomfortable, you just sit there, sit in it. So making sure that we're asking all the clients that we're working with right now, plus all of our our update calls that we're making every single week, and then as well as reaching out to our database. Are we asking these questions to create that awareness, to train them that you would love to help anyone that they know? Here's what I hope that you took from this: stronger internal accountability. Put yourself in the right circle and the right systems to actually win. Set clear boundaries so that we have the time and energy to grow and scale like we know we can. Consistent execution, because the agents who win, they don't just know what to do. They actually do it every single day. If you got any value out of this, drop a comment and tell me what resonated with you. What's the one thing you know you need to implement immediately? And if you are ready to stop chasing leads and actually build a predictable referral-based business, of course, make sure you subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, just click it. And agents that are ready to scale and create consistent income, book a call with me, with my team today. Let's see if you're a good fit. And here's the next video.